He's just a roommate. I told my friends, so he moved out and made me pay rent alone. It was just a joke. That's all it was. A stupid, offhand comment I made to my friends over dinner. I didn't mean it, not really. At least, I didn't think I did. But now, sitting alone in this apartment that feels too big and too quiet, I can't stop replaying that night in my head. It started like any other dinner with my friends. We were laughing, catching up, and, yes, maybe I was venting a little. Married life hadn't been what I expected. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't exciting. We'd fallen into a routine, and I guess I felt like he wasn't trying anymore. So, when one of my friends asked, "How's married life treating you?" I laughed. It was a nervous laugh, the kind you make when you don't want to admit something's wrong. "Oh, please," I said, rolling my eyes. "He's just my roommate at this point. Just my roommate." The table erupted in laughter. My friends nodded, like they understood, like they'd been there too. And for a moment it felt good to be seen, to be heard. But then I glanced down the table and saw him. He wasn't laughing. He wasn't even smiling. He just sat there, staring at his plate, his face unreadable. I froze. Had he heard me? No, he couldn't have. He was too far away, and the restaurant was too loud. Besides, he wasn't even paying attention. He never did at these things. I pushed the thought out of my mind and went back to my friends. The rest of the night was a blur. He was quieter than usual, but I didn't think much of it. He'd been distant lately, and I figured it was just work stress or something. When we got home, I didn't bring it up. Why would I? It was just a joke. But the next morning, he did. "Why did you say that?" he asked, his voice calm but firm. I was half asleep, scrolling through my phone, and his question caught me off guard. "Say what?" I mumbled, not looking up. At dinner, when they asked about married life, I frowned, trying to remember. "What are you talking about? You called me your roommate." I rolled my eyes. "Oh, that? Come on, it was just a joke." He didn't laugh. "You didn't sound like you were joking." I sighed, setting my phone down. "You're being too sensitive. It was just something to say. I didn't mean anything by it." He stared at me, his expression unreadable. "You didn't mean anything by it," he repeated slowly. I could feel myself getting defensive. "Yeah, but it was just a joke. Why are you making such a big deal out of this?" He didn't answer right away. Instead, he asked, "You've said that before, haven't you?" I hesitated. That was my mistake. The next few days were tense. He was quieter than usual, and I could tell something was off, but I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't even know if I wanted to. And then, one morning he was gone. At first I didn't notice. He'd left early for work before, and I figured that's what had happened. But when I came home that night and his side of the closet was half empty, I realized the truth. He'd left me. I didn't know what to do. I called him, texted him, but he didn't answer. It wasn't until a week later that he finally responded, not to me, but to my messages about the bills. Asterisk, "Did you cancel the autopay for the bills?" I'd asked. "Yes," asterisk, he replied simply. That was it. No explanation, no apology. Just yet, I felt a pang of panic. The bills were in my name, but we'd always split them. Without his income, I wasn't sure I could afford everything on my own. I tried reaching out again, this time with more urgency. Asterisk, "I need to talk to you. Call me," asterisk. Still, nothing. It wasn't until a few days later that he finally agreed to meet. I was nervous as I waited for him at the coffee shop. When he walked in, he looked different, calmer, more confident, like a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. I forced a smile. "Hey." He nodded and sat down across from me, his expression unreadable. I took a deep breath. "I don't really know how to start this," I admitted. He said nothing. I sighed. I feel like you overreacted. I didn't mean what I said the way you took it. And I think if we just talk this out, we can figure things out." He leaned back in his chair, studying me. "You think I left because of one thing you said?" I blinked, caught off guard. "Well, yeah." He shook his head. "That wasn't a joke. That was how you really saw me." And I realized that night that I was done being in a marriage where I was nothing more than a roommate to my own wife. His words hit me like a punch to the gut. "I didn't mean it like that," I insisted, my voice trembling. "I was just venting. My friends and we joke around like that all the time. Jokes have some truth in them," he said quietly. I opened my mouth to argue, but no words came out, because deep down, I knew he was right. The conversation didn't last much longer. He stood up, said, "Take care of yourself," and walked out. And just like that, it was over. In the weeks that followed, I tried to reach out a few more times. Asterisk, "Hey, just checking in. Hope you're doing okay," asterisk. "Let me know if you want to talk." But he never responded. It wasn't until I had to downsize, until I had to give up the apartment we'd shared, that I finally understood the full weight of what I'd lost. It wasn't just the financial stability or the convenience of having someone else around. It was him, the man who had loved me, supported me, and tried to make our marriage work even when I didn't. And now, he was gone. I don't know if I'll ever get over the guilt, the regret, the knowledge that I had something real and I threw it away, because I was too selfish to see what I had. But I do know this. Sometimes, you don't realize what you've lost until it's gone. And by then, it's too late. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more interesting stories happening around you.